What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes, and welcome to an episode of One for the Money featuring the MLS All-Stars. Now, I have 6 of them in this lineup because really they weren't that expensive, and I figured, hey, it'd be fun to try to play with more of them rather than less of them. So if you're unfamiliar with this series, what I do is I go through the 4 players. I tell you one of them is worth the money. 2 is for the show. He's neither exceptional, but he's really not bad. He's just kind of to have an inform in your squad if you want one. 3 to get ready is a player that I think people are going to get really excited about and talk about and, have some fun with. And then 4 to go is the player that I've thought was the most disappointing to use out of all of them. So this is the squad we've got. We've got Robbie Keane. We've got Devo. We've got Landon Donovan, Thierry Henry as our left mid. Our right mid is the team of the season, Graham Zusi. I believe that his name is Bernier, is our team of the season, CDM. He's very good, but he's not featured as one of the 4. And Aurelier Colin, I believe, is his first name. But Colin as our center back, the French team of the season with only 68 pace, but he is actually quite good as well. Also not featured. I went with the 4 most attacking players because those are generally the ones that I get the most questions about. So one for the money, Mr. Devo. This guy is exceptionally good. Look at that. 87 pace, 88 shot, 85 dribbling, 76 heading, and 73 passing even. If you look at all of his stats that you see on the screen right there, he's got everything that a striker needs. That 99 finishing, that 97 shot power, that 95 curve, and his ball control is 92 with dribbling 86, which means that it is basically just glued to his foot. And one of the stats that I think is overlooked a lot, he's got 95 reactions, and that is very, very strong. So we're going to get things started right here. Simple little header. He's actually extremely good in the box, and that was a 90th minute header. I think that one actually won me the game, but he's very good in the box and off of corner kicks. I don't generally tend to score that often on corners, but I also don't use strikers that should be scoring from corners. Devo was an exception because he was very, very good. You can see I'm using the 4-1-2-1-2 formation. He drops in nicely, and how about that for a strike? Give me some of that dirty talk, an absolute thunderbolt right into the back of the net. And that is a 43rd minute goal that I was very, very happy to get. He's kind of one of those, if you give him any little bit of free space, nothing wrong with having it go because there is going to be a chance that that's going to go. And I paid 125,000 coins for him in a 4-1-2-1-2. Now his price will go down a little bit because the MLS team of the week is still out. But you can see just a little bit of work right there. Gets some free space, knocks it in yet again. And he does have 3-star skill moves. So you're using your basic stuff, your step over, just the left stick to change direction. You can go ahead and use roulettes with him as well. And his roulettes were pretty tight for the most part, but they could have been a little bit better, I found. That's really my only complaint about him. I think I would have actually scored more goals with him if it were not for, if maybe I had used a different strike partner. But part of the reason that he's my one for the money is because he also is Italian, and that means that for hybrid squads, you can link him up in so many different ways. A Devo Ballo squad, I might just have to pull that out here eventually and see how much fun that might be to play with, because I was really, really impressed with his team of the season, and that's kind of rare for me. Overall, the time I've spent playing FIFA 13, generally informs and team of the seasons, I'm kind of like, I don't know if this guy's really worth it. You can see right there, gets up, gets big, wins another header, and that's what I'm talking. 2 headers off of corners. I think I played maybe 8-ish games with this squad, somewhere around 8 games. And for me to score that many headers, well, I scored some with another ball guy on the team that you might see in a little bit, but he did do his fair share of scoring. You can see right here, that curve, that finesse. It's so easy when you give him that space in and around the box area. That is what makes him our one for the money. So that means that we are on to number 2. Number 2 is just for the show. And that's going to be his strike partner, Mr. Keane. And now Keane, he's got very, very good finishing stats. 96 finishing, 96 shot power, 99 volleys. But his sprint speed kind of lets him down. He's really not that strong. He's really not that big. And he's got high work rate. Now, don't get me wrong. He scored goals for me. And he was still fun to play with. However, there are just going to be better options out there. But if you want to have him, or you want to have a nice MLS inform as your striker, then hey, he's not a bad option. He will score for you. And he might have been better utilized, maybe, I don't know. Actually, I don't know where you could have better utilized him, because I really don't think he's clever enough to kind of play as an attacking mid. Now, that's not to say I don't think he's a clever player in real life, but he is, just like in real life, he's good in and around the box here. You can see right there, tidy little finesse shot off of nice bit of work from Devo, and he tucks it in, and that is a classy celebration. I think that was one of my favorite parts about scoring with him. You just hold A, and you get that every time, and it looks oh so darn good. But you can see it's parried out right here. Devo, again, just a beast, wins this header, and this is a nice little bit of work from him. Just to stop, sees a little bit of free space, and he's going to tuck that in 10 times out of 10. He's not going to miss from there. In Keane, I wanted to like him a lot more, but I don't know what it was. He did score big goals for me. You can see tight match 3-3 right here, a little bit of skill moves, and that's just his finesse shot. Just tucks it in right there. Now I thought maybe if I'd played Devo on as my left striker, I might have scored even more goals with Devo. But because Keane only had 3-star weak foot and Devo has 4-star weak foot, then that kind of makes up for it. But you can see he puts it away nicely, and that was a wonderful through pass from Landon Donovan. Which brings us to our 3 to get ready, and that will be Landon Donovan, and he is exceptionally good. He has very, very well-rounded stats to play any of your attacking positions. Now, I'd feel confident playing him as a striker, playing him as an outside attacking mid in a 4-2-3-1, playing him as a center forward in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-1-1. I used him as an attacking mid in my 4-1-2-1-2, which means using him as a 3-5-2 attacking mid would be good. Anywhere up front, I don't think you're going to be let down by this guy. He's just exceptionally well-rounded, and he's very, very clever. He does have a high work rate, which for some people is a little bit of a but it worked out really well for me. And he's got 4-star weak foot, only 3-star skill moves as well, though, but his step overs and his exits very, very quick. You can see his combination work is very good. He gets a little bit of free space, and the near post still so OP. It's top net right there. That's a fantastic finish, and exactly what I'm looking for out of what I like to call my catalyst in my team. Always that attacking mid spot. For me, that's the most important position if I'm playing a formation with an attacking mid, and Landon fit in beautifully. Now, I paid 60,000 coins for him. I don't think his price is necessarily going to go up for around there. It'll probably settle somewhere about 50,000, and that's maybe right in line. I was happy paying 60, and I'd be happy to keep him in my club. You can see nice bit of change of play right there. Going to go back inside to Landon. He sees a little bit of free space, takes one guy on, just a little step over, and it's again that near post strike goes up to the top net. But people are just worried. His burst of pace taking on that last defender, if he gets a little bit of a gap, is extremely good. Now, his long shot could have been maybe a little bit better. But that's really the only qualm. I wasn't able to score one with him after trying. You can see he takes it back and almost ran into the guy that was down injured, but had to do just a little bit of a ball roll to bypass him, and he just slides in free. 76-minute easy goal. Now, you could play him as a striker very, very easily, but that's a lovely little finesse shot from him right there as well. That was the longest shot that I had with him. You could play him as a striker, and his pace would be so difficult to deal with. He and Devo together up front would be a handful for most teams. Now, my 4 to go, the player that I don't really think is worth his coins. You can see his average coins right now, 70,000. Graham Zusi, exceptionally talented player in real life, or I think he's a very good player in real life. And his free kicks are very good on this game. I really only have one clip. I scored 1 goal with him, and it was off of a free kick that you're going to see. It wasn't even a very good free kick. But attacking, he was good. He wasn't great. And for 60,000 coins, there are just better options. Now, I did an episode of Deck Decider yesterday where I used, I think it was Rosales as my right mid, who's just a default gold right mid from the MLS, and he performed much better for me. So take it as what you will. There might be a better spot for Graham. I don't know. I just wasn't overall impressed. Now I'm going to get into some of the goals from the rest of the squad because there were some good ones. We're going to start with I think it's Aurelio Cullen at the back. He is a tank, and I would definitely recommend picking him up. I think I only paid like 40,000 coins for him for a silver inform. That's not too shabby. And he's much quicker than you would expect from someone with only 68 pace, but he's got 85 heading for a silver 74. That is just phenomenal. So matching him up with Omar Gonzalez would be an interesting thing maybe for an MLS squad. You can see Donovan again doing what he does, kind of holding possession. Bernier, he is the Canadian. He's got an absolute thunderbolt that comes off of his foot. I loved playing with this guy, and I couldn't exactly figure out where to fit him into the squad because I wanted to make him 3 to get ready, but Donovan was better and Devo was better for the 1 for the money. And I don't think you should just have him in your squad for show because I think he's better than that exceptionally with shots like that. You can see I got 2 long shots with my center defensive mid. When that happens, you got to get a smile on your face. especially only playing just a handful of games. Very, very good player, very well-rounded stats. I was going to post his stats up here, but the sites that I used didn't have them up, which was really weird. You can see Keane, nice little bit of work, Devo complimentary, and Mr. Henry breaking forward. He's very, very good from his left mid. Now, I wanted to get my paws on the team of the season, Henry, but was unable to do so. I ran out of coins by like 100,000, and so I went with Keane instead. As many of you guys know, I don't have like a coin sponsor or anything like that, and I've spent a lot of coins on packs over my time, so that was just unable to do it. You can see a nice little bit of work, easy, tidy little goal. We'll have one more goal from Henry, but that is how this episode is going to end. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you did enjoy this episode of One for the Money, a like or thumbs up is always greatly appreciated. Other than that, tomorrow will actually be a Let's Prepare for FIFA 14 episode. Little change to the schedule, as Matt and I are working on something a little bit more special. So the challenge series versus Matt HD Gamer will actually be out on Tuesday. So those days just flip-flopping. And yeah, other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.